Start at 5. Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. So, Marvel Rivals just recently announced their 3.5 balance patch notes update. Now, if you watched the stream a couple of days ago, or checked out the VOD, Walk was calling this the Seth update. I'm sure there's some stuff that we'll be able to see in here, but it's probably not going to be on these because this is just the patch notes that I look at. So, yeah. Anyways, for the adjustments of the characters, let's see. Mr. Ark's getting a little oomph. Increased daggers, dynamic projectile charges from 8 to 10. So he now throws 10 of his little things instead of 8. Cloak levitation cooldown to 12 seconds. So Strange's going to be able to levitate a little faster. So I'm not really sure if that's going to do much for him, but he is going to be doing a little bit more damage with these right here, his little projectiles. So that's good news for Strange. I am Groot. Groot is slightly more reach and bigger effect rate is. Even though he already had a ridiculous reach, he's getting even more reach. So he is getting an extra 2 meters onto his normal attack, and his little thing that he can throw is getting another 4 meters. Okay. Master Magnetism's shield and survivability are getting a slight tune down. Metal bulwark and iron bulwark shield value from down to 250. So if you're wondering what these are basically his metal orb and his shield. Those are going from 300 HP down to 250. So Magneto is getting a little bit of a nerf, which it's a little sad to see, but I feel like Magneto is still a very viable character. 50 health on his shield isn't going to do that much to him, but yeah, I feel like it could be definitely a lot worse. The God of Thunder's gameplay chose improvement in utility. Fixed 1 Thor force upon exiting the Awakening Rune awakened state. Okay, so basically, this is when he, I believe I don't know what the ability is on PC, but on PlayStation it's the square ability. The part where he throws lightning instead of just swinging his hammer. New effect, enemies leaving its boundary are grounded for 2 seconds. So when you use the ability, this is going to be really good for Thor mains who want to catch their opponents. The moment that they leave your thing, you could also use it good to team up with your allies, get a nice little combo in there, because they will be grounded for 2 seconds, which means they cannot use any movement abilities. So that's great. Moving on to the duelist here, we're on to Black Panther. So T'Challa's Spirit Rend is getting a longer cooldown from... What is the Spirit Rend? I actually don't know what that is. Let's look. Spirit Rend. Launch forward, deal damage to enemies, Vibranium Mark. Okay, so that's just his normal dash. So if you miss the dash, it is a lot harder it takes a couple seconds longer to get it back. I feel like for Black Panther mains, that just means you're not going to be getting kills quite as fast, which does kind of suck for you guys, but honestly for me, for being someone who hates seeing Black Panther anywhere in the game, this is nice. Iron Fist is basically becoming a healer from what I understand. Yeah, because he's getting a slight boost, though. He's going back to 55 damage on a singular punch. Percentage damage, enemy's next health. I actually don't know what this is. Adjust harmony recovery. Bonus health decay start time from 1 second to 2 seconds. So that's really good for Iron Fist mains who want to really get in there after you use your little heal ability. And you are now doing 35 more damage the first strike on that kick, which is good. Iron Fist is going to be doing a lot more damage. And honestly, it's kind of good to see them giving him a little bit more damage now, because they've kind of been screwing him over the last few metas for damage-wise and all kinds of stuff, honestly. Next up is Star-Lord, getting a little more staying power in the heat of battle. 25 bonus shield when you use Stellar Shift, max 25, which lasts for 3 seconds before decaying to 0 over 1 second. So basically you have 25 over shield for a total of 3 seconds, which almost immediately goes to 0. Okay. So this could be a lot worse than what it is. I mean, I feel like, if I'm correctly, the Stellar Shift is his movement, isn't it? Let's take a look at that real quick. Stellar Shift. Oh, no, that's his backflip. Okay, so that's good. So, actually, yeah, that's a lot better than I thought it would be. So, with this, and not to mention the fact that his backflip makes him immune to all attacks, that's really good. Wolverine increased the cost of Last Stand from 2,800 to 3,400, so Wolverine is going to take longer to get his ult, which I'm happy for because with this Phoenix team up, we've been seeing him a lot more, especially in competitive, which will be pretty nice to get rid of him at least a little bit with his ult, at least because his ult does do quite a bit of damage. Phoenix War team up no longer contributes Wolverine's ultimate ability energy. Okay, so the team up no longer contributes to ultimate ability. Have we seen this before? I don't think we have. Is this the first team up nerf that we've seen? I think so. Cause we've had people removed from team ups, but I don't think we've ever had an entire team up nerfed. So, well, it's not the entire team up, it's specifically for Wolverine, but the fact that it doesn't add to his ultimate ability is going to make this a lot harder to get because the entire thing with it. Let me think. The team up is just specifically the dive, so I'm sure the slashes after count towards the ult, but the initial dive is still going to take quite a bit away from this charge. Next up, Spider-Man. Damage per second of spectacular spin, which is ultimate. They're buffing his ult damage. We're going to be seeing a lot more Spider-Man, I believe. Let's see, 150 to 170. That doesn't sound like a lot, but he hits a lot, which is tragic because Spider-Man's ult can be momentum changing if you get both of the healers, which is unfortunate. Now, we're moving on to the strategist, though. Adam Warlock is up first. I feel like Adam's a pretty good healer. Not the greatest, but I mean, if you need him when you're in a pinch, it's not too bad. So, getting a reduce on the cost for his ability ultimate, which is really good. I love to see that for some characters, especially characters like Adam with a really good ult like he has in a pinch. Revived allies gain a bonus health equal to 70% of maximum health. So that's really good because the problem with Adam's ult before, alright, and I'm sure we've all seen it. The problem with Adam's ult before is that you would respawn with like 50% HP. This right here is going to essentially make that a thing of the past, and the moment that you respawn, Adam just throws up Soulbound and then it heals the entire team. So this is really good for all the Adam mains out there. I don't know how many people out there actually really main Adam Warlock, but these two dots right here already is going to save you. Each hit now reduces avatar lifestream charge by 0.3 seconds. So if Cosmic Cluster, I'm guessing, is your your normal attack, your normal shoot, and I'm assuming the avatar lifestream is the soulbound or the healing, which is really good because these three lines right here just made Adam extremely runnable. So if you play Adam Warlock, get ready to start playing him in comp because this guy is about to get a major upgrade right here with just these three lines alone. Next up is Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger. Ty and Dandy's ultimate ability takes a little bit more, only 4,300, so honestly, it's really not that much longer. So, Cloak and Dagger means you really don't have much to worry about because honestly, they, in this character specifically, have kind of created, in my imagination. Oh, I can just click on that? That's cool. They have clicked on it. They have created, in my imagination, the perfectly balanced character. You do a lot of healing. You can do a lot of damage. But you can also die instantly if you don't play your cards right, which is absolutely amazing. And this honestly does make them a little bit more balanced because I see Cloak and Dagger ult more than any other character in the game because everything you do auto locks. So increasing their ult a little bit does help. All right, we're gonna move on to Mantis now. Team up anchor from Mantis. Her base healing gets a gentle nerf to balance cosmic scales. Increase healing by 10% with the new anchor in her team up, which her team up actually looks really good, by the way. Reduce healing flowers healing over time effect from 12 to 10 seconds. Okay. That's not the worst that they could have done, but they also could have done a lot less. Reduce life energy blast projectiles from 20 to 15. That does hurt you a little bit, because less damage on Mantis is not very good. Granted, she was a somewhat DPS healer from the start of the game, but I mean, this right here, her doing less damage does hurt her, because that was kind of her whole shtick, was being sort of damaging and a good healer. Soul Resurgence, ultimate ability, increase healing bonus to conversation rate from 0.7 to 1%. We are undefeatable, so I don't really know how her ult works that well, but I like to imagine I see number go up, especially when it doesn't have anything to do with timing or damage fall off. I imagine that's good. So Manta seems to be doing pretty good for herself in this new update. Moving on to the team up abilities. Duality Dance. Luno Snow unlocks the new Light and Shadow Karma ability with her team up with Adam Warlock. I'm sure I'll get to see what this looks like. I'm sure it's going to be really good. Vibrant Vitality, Mantis, Groot, and Loki. These three together. Usually probably don't see them run very much together. It's the same with these guys. But I like to imagine if we do start seeing these run together, it won't be pretty bad. It will be pretty good. So, yeah, Mantis gains 10% bonus XP. Groot's Wild Wall heals allies. And Loki, I believe, gives a damage boost with his healing circle. They are removing the Atlas bond, which is unfortunate, but he is being added to this, which basically essentially makes him a sort of healer when he's with the group. So they are kind of nerfing Iron Fist in a sense, but they are giving him more damage back, which I kind of think is good for him. I'm kind of scared to see him in comp again, but it's fine. They are removing this team up right here. So we probably won't be seeing these guys much running. We'll probably be seeing these two a lot. Star-Lord, I'm not too sure, because I don't think he really has a place right now. They are adding Blade to Lunar Force. I don't remember what he does, but he's going to be getting whatever this is, the New Moon ability, which I imagine probably going to be pretty good. Loki is getting removed from Ragnarok Rebirth, and here's what they're doing with Star-Lord. They're adding him to this. I forget what he does with this. I think he teleports. That's right. He can teleport now. Reduce the backflip distance after activation from 12 meters to 7 meters, allowing more reliable follow-ups. So Spider-Man and the Human Torch is making it easier to follow up a combo with this team up right here. So let's see. Yeah, so this is one thing I will say, community reaction after the end. This is one thing that people will complain about is Squirrel Girl, Moon Knight, Mr. Fantastic, and Iron Man. Now, Moon Knight is decently fair because you literally don't have to aim. Squirrel Girl, I can get the complaints. Oh crap, that's not what I want. Squirrel Girl, I can get the complaints, okay? Iron Man, I also get the complaints. But Mr. Fantastic and Moon Knight are very easily countered characters in a lot of senses because if you kill the healers, Mr. Fantastic can't do anything. If you get rid of the Onks and the Moon Knight cannot aim, it's done. Skill gap to the game so people think counter swapping. Bringing out easier heroes so every team is playing basically Squirrel Girl and Moon Knight, etc. to cope because they are not as good as the rest team. So, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to quit the game now or later too. What do you mean, bro? BP was already strong. Bug. To justify nerfing Black Panther is a dumb thing to do. It's your responsibility to fix bugs. Nerfing Black Panther like this also means that in between dash cooldowns, your team is fighting a 5v6. Now you're going to be the center for the second hardest character. So here's one thing I really sometimes can't like about this community is specifically from some people who play dives and other characters when they complain when their character gets nerfed. Every character gets nerfed. Now, granted, are there some characters who haven't been nerfed or touched? Yeah. This is literally the first or second time, Cloak and Dagger has ever been in a patch notes. Like I said, they are just such a balanced character that they don't need to be. Squirrel Girl, the reason she hasn't been touched is because if she did no damage, nobody would play her. Same with Iron Man. If he did 0 damage, nobody would play him. He's just such an easy character to hit. He just does nothing if you don't do damage. So the thing that people need to start understanding is that they do all of this for a reason. They're trying to get us. They put us back into a dive meta essentially, because they threw us into a healer meta, which brought back the dive meta, which brought back double tanks, which brought back 222. So the meta shifted quite a few times this entire season. We went from the beginning of the season being a triple healer season to being back to dive meta to counter all the healers to being back to tanks to counter the dives. So the thing I think people need to start realizing is that if we are creating the meta, it doesn't matter what the characters do. Doesn't matter how it's going. We create the meta that we are in, no matter what. So I think once people start realizing that, I think they'll have a lot more fun with the game. They won't cry as much when their favorite character gets a literal, where is he at again? A literal 2-second nerf. Maybe we won't be hearing crying babies then. Anyways, that's sort of my thoughts on the entire patch notes. So if you guys have any ideas on, or what you guys, tell me what you guys think about the characters getting nerfed and buffed in the comments. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.